Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. My name is Susie and in this video I am going to be giving you a tour of my dream box. As you can see, I have it wide open and I am going to go through what I have in all the little cubbies and compartments. I will try to let you know where I got the storage containers from and things like that might be helpful for you. And we are going to go bit by bit through this thing so that you can see what I have stored in here. So if you are ready to see my dream box tour, let's get right into the video. I do want to mention this video is not sponsored, but this was gifted to me by the company. I think it was a year or so ago, maybe a little bit more than that. I will link my original setup video in the description box below if you are interested in that. But they did give me a discount code for you to get $100 off of your own dream box. So if you are interested in purchasing your own, I will leave all the details in the description box below. You can use the code HowToHandletter for $100 off of your own dream box. So let me just start with one side here. And I'm just going to go from door to door. So as you can see, this door can close. So when I have the door closed, that is what that side of the dream box looks like. And I like to leave it this way for a really nice clean look if I'm not using it. But I also like to leave it open because it's just so pretty to see everything inside as well. But it definitely has a smaller look if you are to leave the sides closed. So you have a lot of options. You can close it up completely. You can leave this side closed, or you can leave it completely open like I have on this side. So let's start over here with the left door. At the top you can see I have just a lot of pens. I have kind of changed up what I have stored in here along the way. So I've stored other things, but right now I have the doors pretty much full of pens or markers for hand lettering. And as you can see, I have one that is ready to be filled down there. At the top I have some gel pens, and then I have my Marvy pens. There are a few different kinds from that brand. Here I have some Posca paint pens and some chalk markers, which I need to divide those out because they're a little bit full. And then I have Tombow dual brush pens here, and then I have some Karen markers. And the bottom is, well, the bottom one that I have filled is a few different types of metallic markers. They're different brands, so I just have my metallic markers there together, at least some of them. And then, like I said, I have a row that is empty, ready to be filled. And then as we go back to the top over here, I just have a basket with a little bit of fabric that I need to use. I wanted to keep it together because I bought it as a bundle. It is so pretty. And then I have one of these on each side that I keep my washi tape in. So there is this bar here that I had washi tape on, and I just personally like to be able to grab it out of the dream box if I want just like one without having to take them all off of the rod. So I put it in here so that way I can just grab what I need and take it to the other room if I need to. And I have one of those on the other side as well. And then moving down from there, I have one of these tool cubbies, which I keep pens, and I have 3 of those. So I have one here, and I have one here, and then I have one over here. I got these, I purchased these from Create Room, which is the brand that makes the dream box. So these fit in nicely either this way or they fit in this way. So you can kind of adjust everything. When I first set up my dream box, if you watch the original video, I kind of just set it up how the instructions show you. It had a lot of these type of bins in it, which is totally fine. But I have just realized that some things are kind of helpful for me to have bigger space and some things aren't. So I've kind of adjusted that way. And then I have some more of these. If you are wondering where these cups are from, I will link them below, but they're from Amazon. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these because I don't think I can fit too tall of pens without hitting the top. But without them there, it leaves a little bit of a gap. So I'm just leaving them there until I have pens to fill them. If I have pens to fill them, I'm not going to buy pens specifically to fill them, I should clarify. But I do a lot of pen reviews, and so it is kind of inevitable that I will probably have some more pens coming at some point. So next I have 4 bins of these. These are just packaging, like bubble mailers if I need these. I don't really use these often, but I hate to get rid of them, so they are just right there for now. And now we get down to these bins, and this is what I'm talking about where when I originally set it up, I put a lot of the narrow, or I should say the short, big like 12 by 12 containers. And I just didn't need that many. I don't have like a ton of scrapbook paper. I actually did buy their paper organizer, so now I have most of my paper over there. And so I needed some place to put just some big things. So I am a homeschool mom and I have just some stuff that is not going to look pretty. So that is what is inside of here. I know I love that like the rest of this looks beautiful, but these, I just needed a place where I could throw things that just were maybe gonna look messy, but I didn't want to be looking at the mess all day, so I put some of these in here. I will say these are pretty tight. Let me try to see if I can show you. So this one is perfect, but the one below is just a really tight squeeze. I haven't had any issues with it. It just took a little bit of work to get it because there are those brackets that hold the shelf under here. So anyway, let me show you what's in here. So in this one, I just have a bunch of felt and fabric scraps. So some of these are from strips that I cut into squares that I'm just working on projects. Some of these are quilt projects I'm working on, and I just wanted to be able to put them somewhere. Some of these are quilt blocks that I have already done, and I haven't gotten into a quilt yet. So I love sewing, but I don't always want to have them out forever, and sometimes you just need a break from them. So that is why I have these. And then down here I have some more random craft supplies. I have some paper, I have construction paper, some paint, you know, just kind of the things where I maybe got something for a specific craft and then we didn't use all the extras. So I put it all here, and we can grab this bin if we want to do a craft with, like for school or something. And probably a lot of the things that we need are in here. So like I said, I just needed a place to put some of those things that I didn't really want out. Okay, so before I move on to the middle, let me move on to the other door here. So I have more brush pens. The top are Arteza markers. The second row has, I believe it's Tombow Twin Tone and some Papermate Flare, just like fine liner type of markers. I think I have some Pilot Friction in there, just kind of like the same type of marker, but there are a couple different brands. Then I have some twine for crafting. I have some more Arteza markers. I have some acrylic paint, and then you get to kind of like the journaling side of the pen collection. So I have Jelly Roll gel pens at the top. The middle appears to be some more felt tips and fine liners. And then the bottom I have some more gel pens, which I just need to do a whole pen collection because there are a few different types in there. And these are just some more specific brands that I have in here that I thought would go well together. And so then the top of this kind of mimics the other side where I have some pretty fabric. I have another bowl of washi. These bowls are from Target, I think a year or two ago, and I really like them. And I guess I didn't go over the pens that were in the other one, but like I said, I need to just do a whole pen collection video because this would take me forever talking about pens. And then here I have some just random supplies. I have some paints back here. I know that I had acrylic paints with the other crafts, but these kind of go along with if you've ever made ornaments. So I have these here, and then I have, this is kind of my Christmas container where I am packaging Christmas presents. I like to use like greens or, you know, just really simple brown paper packaging with some fun decorations. So that is what that's for. And then here I have a bunch of these notebooks. I think these were $1 at Target, and I really like to use these kind of notebooks for memorization. So like if we're memorizing scripture, we can just put a different one in each page and just kind of read through them. So I grabbed a few of these, and I haven't used a ton of them, but I just thought they would be good to have on hand, or if anybody else needs one, I would have some to give away. So yeah, I grabbed those there. And then again, moving on to more packaging, I have some packaging supplies. So I don't have a ton of gift wrap or things like that. I mostly just like to use brown craft paper, or if we are getting like fun kids wrapping paper, we'll just grab it from the Dollar Tree and kind of like use up one roll for everything. So I don't store a lot of that stuff, but I do like to have little gift bags on hand. And then I have some of these as well. And then here is again, just another like the closet that you want to hide. This is just storage that I used to have a bunch of pens in, and I don't need it anymore because I have the Dreambox, but I didn't necessarily want to get rid of it right now. I maybe will use it in other places in my house, but I didn't have a place to store it. And then I have some of these extra containers in here because I did open it up a little bit more. It came with a lot of these clear containers, and I just didn't use them all since I made some of the shelves taller and put different things in them. And then down here, I won't get into it too much, but I am, like I said, a homeschooler, and I did, well, I should say my mom and I did, we prepped our entire year's worth of crafts for the books that we use. So that way I wasn't trying to like last minute gather things for a craft for that week. And so yeah, that is what that is. And I don't even want to pull it out because it's all in order and I just need to grab week by week. And that's been super helpful. All right, so I did forget to go down the middle section here on the other side, but I will just tell you what I have. When I first set up the Dreambox, I started by just putting pens in here and I organized them by color. So on this side, I have Crayola markers, and those are just all Crayola markers by color. And then over here, I put my brush pens by color. Now, as you can see, some of them are really full. I had to have 2 baskets of green, and I obviously have a lot of other brush pens that aren't in here. I did have some that I didn't want to separate, and so I would keep the ones that I didn't mind separating from the other, like the rest of the ones in their brand. I would put those in here, but then I still had so many that I still wanted to keep together. So that's why I kind of added this, and I added the cups over time. So up here you can see I just have them in color order, and they are a little bit messy. I probably need to go through them again and purge some things or test and see if everything works. But the bottom ones I have are, I do have some just black brush pens. So yeah, and down here I just have some more unique brush pens that didn't really go in a category. So yeah, that is why I have them organized this way, but then I also have the cups on the doors because as my collection grew and as I realized there were some things I just didn't want to separate from the whole set, I decided to move some of them over. So let's move on to the middle section. This is what it looks like to have both of the doors closed. So at the top here, I have these square containers, and I will pull those down and show you what's inside as well. But let me just tell you, this side, I have things to make traveler's notebooks. I like to make my own traveler's notebooks and kind of like use them for scrapbooking type of things or use them for journaling. And I just love fun paper, but I don't do a lot of things where I need a ton of fun paper. So I love making traveler's notebooks, and those are my supplies and paper in there. And on the right side on the top, I just have some cords and things, again, that I don't really want sitting out. Things for camera stuff, for like tripods and that kind of thing. And then underneath that, I have my letters for my letter boards. So I can keep those all up there and away from other stuff. In the middle here, I have this Canon selfie printer. And then underneath that, I just have this little planter that I need to get a plant for. But I did a tutorial of that in another video where I showed how to take your hand lettering and turn it into vinyl cutouts using the silhouette. So I just have that sitting here, and I had some pens in it. Over here I have, these are for a video coming out soon, and then this is a little container to put things that I'm wanting to try. So sometimes I buy new pens and I'm not able to test them out right away, so I can put them here. And then I have this in here. I want to get better at using it more, but honestly I just cannot get it to take nice pictures. Like whenever I take pictures, it's just super dark in the whole background. Like it might be a bright flash of somebody's face and then everything is really dark. So if you know how to use this, please let me know because I would love to use it more. I want to keep it set out so I remember to use it. And then I have these markers that I need to do a review on. And so those are just going to stay up there until I get the review done so that I don't lose them, and then I can put them away and find a spot for them in the Dreambox when I'm done with that. And moving on over here, I just have some pens in the middle that some of them I use a lot and then some of them I don't really, and I maybe need to swap them out with some things that would be more helpful to have right here. I don't use the art line sticks a lot, but I do use the mild liners a lot. That's why I have so many of them, and I do use them a lot. You can see there are some colors I maybe don't use as much, like that bright yellow. But anyway, and then you can see on the sides, this is another place that I have opened this up because I have these 3-ring binders. Now, if you are new to my channel, I make hand lettering worksheets, and then I also have a membership community where you get printable hand lettering worksheets every month. It's called Letter Together. I can leave the links for that stuff below, but the reason I have these is because I had so many different worksheets and I was like losing track of, like if I wanted to show one in a video, I would have to go print it out because I didn't have like them all organized. So I got all of these 3-ring binders and I'm putting them in kind of slowly. I don't have them all filled yet. But for example, you can see some of these have extra parts on them for Letter Together. So when I have done my worksheets, I will print them out and put them in here so that I have them for reference when I either want to practice or if I want to use them in a video. And the other thing I really like about it is I can use tracing paper over it and I'm not reprinting stuff. So that's something that I have not done really in the past, but when it came to letter together, I was printing out so much stuff. So I've really been liking using tracing paper for that, and as you can see, here are some other things. So anyway, that is what all of those are, and I just wrote on the side with a marker. I think I used a Posca paint pen. I wouldn't really recommend. It didn't work that great, but I also didn't want to spend the time cutting out vinyls when I put it together, so this is just what it is for right now. And then down here I have just a plant, some tools, and just a little ceramic container. I don't think I have anything in this. I have a whole set of a bunch of these that I have been putting my watercolor supplies in, and so this one I just put out here. And then below it, I am not going to put the table up right now, but I will show you. I have more fabric, and then I have these two big bins. Now again, there's a lot you can do with the bottom part, and I want to point out that I cannot close the entire Dreambox with these bins in here. They're really easy to take out though, so I don't mind, but it won't close all the way into a cube with those in there. But again, I had some big things that I just wasn't really wanting out and also didn't know how to store. So there's not actually a lot in here. But in this one, I have a Sizzix machine. So if you know, this thing is kind of long and awkward and heavy. So I put that down there. And then on the other side, again, I don't have a lot. I just have this Cricut light pad, I think is what it's called. I can't remember. And then this illustrating Bible, which I think I'm actually going to put on my shelves. I have some open shelving. So pretty soon that second one is going to be almost empty, but that's okay. I just wanted a place for the big stuff to go. So I wanted to show you what this looks like when it is completely opened. So it might look like from the front it is completely flat against the wall, but as you can see, it's not, because of the way that it's designed so that it can close in on itself. And so this is, I kind of have this forward a little bit, but this is what it looks like to have it opened against your wall. So I just wanted to show you that perspective in case you were curious what it looks like from the back. So that is completely wide open. And that's how it looks from the front. So I hope that this tour was fun and helpful for you, or maybe helped you decide if you have been looking at the Dreambox. Again, I will leave my discount code in the description box below, but you can use the code HowToHandLetter for $100 off of your very own Dreambox. This has honestly been so much fun, and I love how much I'm able to store in the Dreambox. Before I had this, I actually had a whole office where I had like a walk-in closet, I had a bunch of shelving, I had 2 desks, and I had a ton of stuff. As you can see, I had a bunch of those storage containers I'm no longer using. And when I got the Dreambox, I put it in that office and I started to fill it up, and my office was completely empty besides like a couch and a couple empty desks. And so it's kind of taken me a little bit of time to find my rhythm with what I want in here and what I want in my filming area, because I do just have a really small desk in like a tiny corner of my laundry room, which is a very small room. And I film in there because the desk just gets really messy when I film, and I don't want that out everywhere in my house or my office. It's stressful for me to try to work on my computer when I have like pens all over or like remnants from filming. So I just keep that stuff over there, but it has taken a little bit of time for me to figure out what I want where. And most of my stuff is here. If you want like a full office tour or a full like filming area tour, let me know. I have shown my filming setup in the laundry room before, so I can link that below. But yeah, once I had this, I didn't need that office anymore, and I moved this into our bonus room. So this is just on one wall of our bonus room, and then behind me is a couch, and then I have the dream cart in the corner where I can sit and work at the desk if I want to, or my husband can. And then we have some open shelving for some of our other things. So yeah, once I had everything in here, I no longer needed that whole office, and this has been really helpful for me. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. You can also find my free 7-day hand lettering course at howtohandletter.com/mini course. You can find me over on Instagram at howtohandletter. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.